So we were discussing the truthy or falsy of JavaScript statements, and we saw which all conditions results in a boolean true evaluation of control expression and which all evaluates to false. So these control expressions, they would need the help of relational operators to check for certain conditions. Okay, so these are the set of relational operators available in JavaScript. So double equal to stands for is equal to, where coercion is allowed, then not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, then strictly equal to is indicated using 3 equals, and strictly not equal to. The difference between is equal to and is strictly equal to is that in is equal to, if coercion results in a truthy, then that coercion is performed. But in is strictly equal to, there is 3 equality, coercion is not done. Whatever is given on the left hand and right side, right, it is directly taken and compared with value, and if they are equal, then only it will result in a truthy. Then this gives an holistic view of the operator precedence and associativity of JavaScript. So all the relational operators as well as logical operators are listed over here. So we have double ampersand as the AND operator, and this is the OR operator, and obviously we have the NOT operator too. Now coming to conditional statements or conditional execution, we have two provisions. One is if then else, and other is switch statement. So this is the syntax for if. Okay, so in case of if, the keyword if it has to be used, and then it has to be followed by a conditional expression. Then whatever statement has to be executed when this conditional expression has to be true, it can be written just below the if statement. And note that the statement after if can be either a compound statement or a single statement. Similar is the case with else. Okay, so here the example shown for else is a compound statement, while for if it is a simple statement. So as told earlier, this is the syntax for if statement. So if followed by a condition expression or conditional expression, then it can be a compound statement. Then we can have else block followed by a compound statement. Then there can be variations for if else. We can have nested ifs. So the nested ifs take a syntax like this. So there is no particular keyword like else if in JavaScript. So this keyword is not available in JavaScript. So the thing that you can do is, if you want to do an if else, and based on the and to proceed with the else, if you need to do another condition check, you can actually keep another if along with else. So suppose that if I need to check condition 1, and if condition 1 is true, I need to execute statement 1. So I can write this if block like this. Then suppose that if condition 1 is false, and if I need to check condition 2, and then if condition 2 is true, then if I need to execute statement 2, what I can write is, I can complete the if block like this, which checks only for condition 1. Then instead of writing else block which alone, which doesn't check for any condition, I can write else followed by space and then an if block just like the previous one. Okay, so else I will initiate another condition check, and if that condition is true, I can have the statement 2 executed. Then again, if the statement 2 is not getting executed because condition 2 is false, and suppose that I need to execute statement 3 provided condition 3 holds good, then again I can put an else, then put the condition check inside another if, and when the if condition evaluates to truthy, I can write the statement 3 to get executed. Okay, so this is the configuration that we can adapt, or method that we can adopt if we need to do multiple condition checks. Okay, or if you need to do nested ifs. So there is no else if keyword in JavaScript. You need to club the else and if separately to get such an effect. So that is clearly illustrated here. if this notation is confusing you, what you can write is, you can do is, you can write the else as well as the following nested if in separate lines, so that it won't confuse you, or it won't confuse you to think like JavaScript has got a else if clause. Then let's see the support of the switch keyword. So the switch can evaluate an expression and match the result of the expression with various case statements. Okay, so just like the switch case statement support in C or C++, the same thing is available in JavaScript. So let's see the syntax of switch case statement in JavaScript. So we have to write the keyword switch, then the conditional expression which has to be evaluated, or the expression which needs to be evaluated and whose result has to be compared with the case statements. Okay, then the case statements are enclosed entirely in a block or as a compound statement. So that's the main thing to note here. So after switch and the expression, a compound statement is actually beginning over here. Okay, then what constitutes the compound statement? So the compound statement is constituted by individual case statements. And one thing to notice, it is very obvious that if you write a case statement like case followed by value 1, that is, you are expecting the statements within this case to execute when this expression evaluates to value 1. Okay, suppose you write like that, and if you want to terminate the execution at that point, that is, if you need to only execute statements under this condition to execute, then it is obvious that you need to include a break statement. Okay, so here in the syntax, the break is kept as optional, that is why it is written within square brackets. So this is how the syntax of switch can be written. Okay, so it is not compulsory that you need to have a break with each case, that is why break is given as optional. But logically, when you think, if you need to do execution for a particular value being taken by an expression, then you have to do such an arrangement, right? That is, once this case is matched, execution should stop with this case and it should branch out of this compound statement. Okay, suppose that you are not writing this break, what happens is you will have a flow through. Okay, that is, if the expression evaluates to value 1, okay, all the statements under this value 1 will get executed. And suppose that this break is not there, what happens is all the statements within value 2 or value 3, whatever may be, then up to value n also will be executed, and the default 2 will be executed. Okay, then another thing is the default part. So the default part is, or the default clause is actually an optional thing which you need not include, but the purpose of default is, if neither of the cases matches, or if this expression doesn't match to any of these case values, then the statements enclosed within the default will get executed. Then again, the position of this default is not fixed entirely over here. That means it is not compulsory that the default construct and the statement should be present towards the end of the switch. Okay, you can keep the default anywhere among the cases. Okay, but the behavior is the same. If neither of the case within a switch matches, then wherever the place of the default within the switch block may be, there execution will go and execution of the statements will happen. Then again, if you are not careful enough to include a break, what happens is, even after default, right, if there are any other statements below, it will get executed. Okay, so we will see some examples for that. So if you see this case of switch, right, the expression value is papayas. So I expect what this thing to trigger, right, or this match to happen. Suppose that match is happening, and what happens in the console, I will get this message, right? Then execution will proceed to the next line, which happens to a break, and so what happens, execution will break over there and it will resume with line number 14. So let's see the case where there is no break. Okay, so here this variable takes the value 0. Now the matching case is over here. So what happens, this will get executed, and you note here there is no break over here. So what happens, the statement following this console.log 0, that is console.log 1, will also get executed. Okay, so that's written over here. Then here there is a break. So what happens, it will terminate, that is, it will jump out of this switch block or this compound statement. Then as I told you earlier, the position of default, right, default can be anywhere. okay, between the case statement. So here the default is kept between case 2 and case 1, or between the sandwich between two cases, and not here there is no break given. So here the expression's value is 5, so it matches neither of the cases, so default will be triggered and there is no break given in the default. So what happens, the statement under the default as well as the statement following the next statement within the next case will also get executed. Okay, so a fall through is happening over here. Okay, so it is best or it is better that you actually club your cases or defaults with breaks.